Welcome back to the Scotty Davenport Show, brought to you by Norton Sports Health.
Welcome back to the Scotty Davenport Show. And Coach, this segment, every week we do the Swag Sports Shoes Ask Scotty Davenport question of the week, but you're going to change it up a little this week,
It's the Coach Davenport Ask Swag Hartel question of the week. Swag. Now, more people know you than Coach Patino, Tom Jurich, Scott Wiegand, our AD, Dr. McGowan. I mean, everybody knows Swag. And they don't know how knowledgeable, so I've got full confidence in you, not putting pressure on you or anything.
I'm sweating already, Scott.
I know. But you had a spotted T.
I did.
It's my best English impersonation. All right. Has a Kentucky native, a native Kentuckian, ever broken the 4-minute barrier for the mile as a collegiate?
Yes.
Who?
Bobby Curtis.
No. He did it post-grad at Villanova, I believe.
No, he ran a sub 4-minute mile when he was at Villanova.
Did he really?
Yes.
I'm going to go with Swag.
But I also want to tell you this, Scotty. The last race that I ran at Western Kentucky when I was a senior, we're talking about May of 1975, we had a home meet against Indiana University. And Nick Rose, who had ran a 3:58 mile that year, and IU had a guy called Steve Heidenreich who had ran a 3:55 mile that year. We had a big showdown, and I was the rabbit in the race. And I got third, and I ran 4:01. And Nick Rose and Steve Heidenreich both ran 3:59. Wow. And it was the first sub 4-minute mile ever ran in Kentucky, and there's only been 3.
There's only been 3?
Yeah.
Okay, here's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
This is a big shout out, and I want you to get your eyes on this. A young man at Bellarmine from Franklin County, Kentucky, from Frankfort, Franklin County High School, named Robert Sandlin, ran 4:01.2 last weekend at Notre Dame.
Well, that's fantastic. I didn't know
So
that.
can we got to get our eyes on him for the 4th collegian to break 4 minutes at Bellarmine.
What do you run?
4:01.2. Is that doable?
It is doable. If he's running 4:01 now, he should definitely be able to do it later in the year.
There we go.
Well, especially if he's running 4:01, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm getting that he didn't get his shoes at Swags. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. All he's got to do is
No,
come
but
in.
is that amazing?
That is amazing. You know,
and I was going to lead with this other question. Your best mile time.
it's 4 minutes flat.
Wow. I mean, can you imagine?
Well, Scotty, back when I did it 1975. I mean, it was pretty good then, but you know, nowadays it's pretty common. You know, to run a 4-minute mile, you actually have to run 15 miles an hour for 4 minutes. That's
How
what a
much of
4-minute
that,
mile is.
and I'm not asking you to pat your own back, how much of that is equipment related?
I wouldn't say any of it.
Really? No.
It comes down to genetics and incredible hard work.
Because I was going to tell everybody if they go to Swags and get their shoes, they're an automatic 4-minute mile.
There's people that come in all the time and they ask me if I put them in a pair of shoes, can they win the mini marathon? I tell them no. I have to tell them the truth, Scotty. It's not the shoes that make the runner, it's the runner who makes the shoes.
There you go. But you don't think with the technology today you would have broken 4?
No, it's not about that. In fact, the runners today aren't as good as they were back in my era, if you wanted me to tell you the truth.
Really?
They don't have the heart. They don't have the toughness. You know, if you watch the last Olympics in the 1,500 meters, it was very, very weak. And the guys in the 70s and 80s were way better milers then than they are now.
Are there not as many doing it now as there were?
Yeah, and the new generation, I don't know. It's the internet and things have changed and they're nowhere near as tough.
Video games. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You're right in my
Yeah.
wheelhouse
Yeah.
now. Video games,
Right.
the internet,
If you look at
Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If you look at the results of the races, the local races just around Louisville back in the late 70s and early 80s, the times are amazing compared to where they are now. There's nowhere near the quality runners around that there used to be. And it's because kids in our era, we went out and played and actually ran and exercised, and as you say, they're playing video games today.
Right. No,
and they're more about looking good than being good.
Swag, are you busy next week? Can you come back and do the whole show next week again?
If you want me to.
We'll have all the team here for you can listen. They can listen to that. You know, and I know you're very involved in the community. I know you're the guru that they go to.
Well, not really, Scotty. You know, I moved to Louisville in January 1977 to be a professional runner. It just became where you could start making money running. And I got to like the community so much and the people and this town that I ended up staying. And I moved up with a guy called Nick Rose, who was a way better runner than me. He was a 4-time NCAA champion at Western. and he went back to England. And, you know, I go back to England regularly, and I tell people what a great community this town is and how nice the people are. And, you know, there's no place I'd rather live than here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Tell me about your last trip to England, about your shirt.
Yeah,
Show this shirt. This is incredible.
Yeah, I was in England 2 weeks ago. I've been over there 3 years in a row to visit my aunt who raised me, and it was her 88th birthday in January the 25th. And the first day I was in England, I went to a shop in Windsor, and the first thing I saw was a toboggan, and it said, London Swag. And the name Swag is all over England now. And I actually...
You're huge.
No. And I actually my real name is Irwin. And when I came to America when I was 18 years old, I got offered a job in a radio station in Bowling Green. And I called myself Swag on the air just to get a catchy radio name, made up the name. And I never heard the word swag at all till, you know, in the last 10 years. And now it's become this huge word. And it's just amazing. It just, you know, I wished I had copyrighted it, you know, and I could have, you know, I could be Scotty's #1 sponsor.
Don't let that stop you.
Swag Hartel, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, partner.
Next week, by the way, we're going to have our Irwin Hartel Ask Scotty Davenport question of the week.
Thank you, Ben.
We'll be back with some future city champs from St. Agnes on the Scotty Davenport Show.